Okay, so I think we haven't done this one. Let's see. We did this one. So we did the ghost clown and we did bad dog. Oh, no such thing as an alpha and bad dog. We did those two. And we did this one. So it only leaves Hunger and Gloomy, unless I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. So let me go over this one more time. Okay, I think that was the wolf, the werewolf. I know for a fact we did that one. So yeah, so we'll do this one, and then the last one we'll leave for. So for this one, this will be the last one. So we'll go to visitor next. A woman comes home to find 2 envelopes waiting for her. Warning: this does have animal cruelty, body horror, cannibalism, gore, graphic violence, stalking, and suicidal ideations. 20 minutes. So we will start that one. Let's get into proper position and let us begin. Okay, volume up slightly so I can hear. Wind and snow howl in the night. There are 2 blocks she is allowed to walk. Too small. Not enough. On some days, however, they are everything. Once she goes inside, it will be over. Yes, she wishes to be away from the threat of the outside world. First, her inspections. The mat on the doorstep seems intact. She stoops to look more closely. It does not appear out of place. She rises again and faces the door. She relaxes her hand and the keys slip loose from her fingers. She inserts the key and unlocks the door. She will not allow the door to swing open. Instead, she is careful, turning the doorknob with precision, eyes scanning her surroundings. She sights no danger, but does not release the doorknob until she is sufficiently inside her apartment. Everything is immaculate and white, blinding nothingness. There is nothing neither pleasant nor unpleasant in the air. Okay, I forgot that happens. She closes the door behind her, lashing the chain, turning the bolt, and the small lock on the doorknob. Air seeps into her and she exhales softly. She stops. The envelope has breached the apartment. She stares at it too long before picking it up. Her name is handwritten in cheap blue ink, swooping letters. Another letter from the building management. I'll just read now. She sighs and opens the letter. Dear resident, it's come to our attention that some tenants have been locking their apartments. As a reminder, this is not permitted. Our maintenance crew will be conducting required inspections to ensure everything is in order. Make sure to leave doors unlocked at all times. Thank you for your cooperation. Sincerely, Abandoned Management. Hold the letter tight and looks at the door. That's suspicious. We're not unlocking that. She's been a good tenant, a good person. She has always done as she is told, but this is different. If there is an argument, she can try to explain. She can hope they will be understanding. She has no reason to believe that they will be, but she can hope. She continues aside. Snow is melting off her. She steps out of her shoes, making sure none of the snow from outside makes its way onto the wood floor. Double checks before allowing some of the tension to slip away from her. There is a cream-colored envelope square in the middle of the kitchen table. Any peace she felt vanishes. She looks at it and gives herself to the palpitations of her heart. It's cold outside, warm in here, though it isn't usually. Her cheeks have darkened. She must look away. She looks away. First, something to temper the occasion. Tea? She looks through the assortments of teas in the cabinet, loose and clearly labeled by hand. There's white tea, black tea, green tea. Which one? Leaves make her nostalgic. He has always brought her comfort, especially on the bitter cold nights. Picks one at random, but the thought of collecting water makes her feel violently ill. She returns the tea to the cabinet. Does have to muddle through on her own. She examines the envelope. deceptively soft. She turns it over in her hands. There are no creases or bends. No erratic ink or markings from oily fingers. It's as if it manifests on the table out of thin air. She stands, treats her letter opener, and opens the envelope carefully. There is a single page inside. All the 3 times, the edge is crisp. Paper is thin and nearly translucent. Takes a long, slow breath and swallows, unfolding the letter. Okay, you read it. 2 words typed. Found you. She wants a drink. Something hard will burn her insides, but there's nothing. The thought of drinking anything repulses her. Look out the window, look out the door, or this is fine. Just look out the window. She rises from the chair, letter still in hand. She goes to the window, her bare rests against the wall. She stares at it, searching for a wrinkle that wasn't there before. It was stupid of her. She should have checked the moment she arrived. Her chest is tight. The room is spinning. No. She's past this. She could close her eyes to calm herself, but she can't close her eyes. She moves onto the bed slowly and peers out the window. There's only black and a slow swirl of snow in the street lights several stories below. No one is out. Instinctively, she looks down beneath the window to the fire steps. Snow is several inches thick and undisturbed. She breathes, closes her eyes now, falling back onto the bed. She lies there gathering breath. Slowly her heart when the rotary phone rings, loud and abrasive. She's too alarmed to shout. She opens her eyes and stares at it, willing it to stop. It does. The voicemail picks up. Only seconds pass before the small red bulb on the voicemail blinks. The voicemail. She swings her legs over the side of the bed, rubbing her eyes, scratching her arm absently. She plays the message. Hey you, it's Sam. I'm sorry. Hope you recognize my voice by now. Anyway, I was hoping you'd be in by this time. Been thinking about you and everything. Off the bite. Call me. So call Sam. She opens her eyes, feeling her arm throb anew. She was too early to look at it. She doesn't lift her sleeve to look at her arm. She has the way of looking or thinking about it. Form of pulsing. She picks up the phone receiver. Instead of dial tone, she finds crackling static on the other end of the line. A little later, she receives a customary dial tone. She enters Sam's number, knows it by heart. Fingers turn the dial, each number whirring back to 0 each time. It rings and rings. A hard thud from the right side of the room. You're ready to hang up when the call is picked up. Sam's voice on the other end. Tentative. Sam picks up. Hello? She found herself breathing easier. Hey, her heart pounding. I got your voicemail. Were you screening your calls? Sam laughs when she doesn't answer. Listen, everyone? No. Because she shifts where she sits on the bed, feeling defensive, deflated. Eventually, she finds her voice. Why did you call? Oh, we're friends? Do I need a reason? She doesn't respond. Sam sighs. I did ask about the bite. Are you worried? Not really. Really? Yeah. They're rounding them up, Oh, that again. She says nothing right away, only feels her throat grow tighter. Feel bad for them. Not safe. Probably let it go this far. Chews on the bottom lip. Her head feels hot. It's their fault we're locked up like this. Sam continues. A lot of people believe that. She rubs her neck but doesn't say she doesn't agree. You feeling okay? She nods, not realizing right away Sam won't be able to tell. Yes, her lip twitches. It's fine. It's okay to be scared. Irritation is growing. These past few days have been seeking irritation. Her existence has become uncomfortable, an itch she can't scratch. Something on her skin she can't reach. Yes. Embarrassed? I'm not always scared. Don't tease me. Hey, fear's not always a bad thing. Sometimes when your back's against the wall, that's when you see what you're made of. Sometimes people freeze. She She knows it all too well. Sam sighs. I wish I could do something for you. They lock the words up pretty tight. It's been months since they've seen each other. She enjoyed their last time together but can't seem to bring it up. Easier to think if not for the pounding headache. Sam hasn't brought it up either, so maybe it meant nothing. Brush it off. It's okay, she says. Snow is bad. The cold is biting. The worms are mean. She can say all those things, but her mouth won't cooperate. Awkward silence falls before Sam speaks again. There's talk of pyre spurting late into the night over there. Pyres. I don't know that word. I hadn't noticed. Sam scoffs. You don't usually go out. She brushes her tongue. Out is... She shakes her head. She was like this before things changed and Sam knows it. The observation embarrasses her. Where did you hear that? Radio chatter, you know? Hates this. She lowers her voice. Be careful with that. Told you before. Please get rid of that thing. He's seeing the contraption. It's a metal box of wires and light bulbs. Always swiftly stowed away when there are inspections. How else would they know what's going on? We don't know. If we did, what could we do about it? Rather we do nothing? Sam asked. You can't bury your head in the sand forever. See? Her arm makes. Her eyes flint to the letter on the table. Found you. She exhales unsteadily. It feels as if her soul were rattling around inside of her. I don't want any trouble. I'm not. I don't really do. Yeah? I'm not uncomfortable with confrontation. Something you get used to. I don't want to get used to it. Okay, Sam says, sounding tired. She realizes she's pushing someone else away. Appreciate the callback. Keep up the good fight. He almost smiles. Right. No, I'm kidding. Get rid of that radio. You know I can't do that. She sighs. Later then? Mention leather? I got a leather. A leather? She nods. Who from? Sam asks. I should mention later. Maybe she can get out of this. I didn't know if that was a good or a bad thing to mention it. She reads out, casually a look to the nightstand where the letters rest. It's enough air. I don't know, but she's pretty sure that's a lie. Do you think? I don't know, she says again, certain now it's a lie. What did it say? It doesn't matter. What did it say? Sam insists. It said, but she can't get any further. Her mouth is locked shut. This isn't the first time she hasn't been able to scream when she wanted to wanted and needed to. Found you. Squeeze out the smiley face. There's a heavy silence. I can't sneak. I can sneak you out of here, Sam says. No. I can get to you. No, Sam. Sam has just did it before. As much as she's enjoyed it, Sam is always the one to pay. Cuffs. It'll be fine, she says, believing it in the moment, believing it, if nothing else, for Sam's sake. Can't sneak out. The building has security. Nearly chokes on the words. Something to worry about. I don't have anyone else to tell, so I'm telling you. Thinks back to the bloody face, a chipped tooth. Her tongue touches the canine, not as sharp as it once was. I'm worried, Sam says. She doesn't respond. Where was the letter? On my kitchen table. Someone was in your home. Yes. Her chest tightens. Maybe. She fidgets. Maybe maintenance put it here? That's not better. She could argue with that. It'll be fine, but her voice sounds small and wheezy. Her arm itches as if fire ants were crawling inside of her. Go into your kitchen, grab a sharp knife, keep it close. So using the knife makes her sick to her stomach. What am I supposed to do with the knife? Fight, damn it. She bites her lip. Honestly, you'll do it, Sam says. Urgently agree. Fine. Sam's relief is evident. Okay. A long breath. I'll check in with you later. No, don't call. It'll scare me to death. The phone is so loud. It's the first time you've had a late night call from me. She flushes. Good night, Sam. Alright, call me for any reason. Anytime. And grab the knife. Good night. She hangs up the receiver before she's roped to lingering longer. She lifts it to the kitchen. Grab it. She goes to the knife block in the kitchen. The window block is faded, barely held together by the glue she used years ago. Pulled out the butcher knife. Severed, and she remembers. Hasn't been sharpened or used for some time. Only feels like a buff. Carries it with her to bed, looking around the apartment and out the window before slipping it beneath her pillow. It's hard to breathe. And a quick glance at the window reveals nothing. Open the window to be sure. Brings her finger to the window latches. One is looser than she remembers. Her heart is in her throat again. He lifts, expecting resistance, but finds none. When the raises in a wave of icy air floods the apartment, grabs adjusted into the darkness. Has a quick scan of her fire escape in the surrounding area. Nothing appears out of place. Sticking out the window to get a better look, she braces herself, settling her hands at the bottom of the window and leaning out. Street lamps pulse sticky yellow color, seeming to beat in tandem with her heart. She cranes her neck up, steps to the fire escape by stacked with several inches of snow. It's fine. If she says it over and over, it'll be true. If she has definitive proof before her eyes, it has to be true. Cup of snow splats just in front of her. Take a breath. It's fine. A purr, a rumbling, building, deepening, becoming a growl. Her eyes land beneath her window. Deep footprints. Move from above. Metal clangs. Pull away. Turns back the instant before the window wobbles and slams to a shut, dismissing her neck. She heaves for air. Scrambling off the bed. Knock the door. She hangs back the instant before the window wobbles away. Oh. Alright. She looks from the window to the door. Squeaky sound, like fingers pressed against the glass. Knock comes again, this time harder. She turns to the door. Who is it? She asks, and she gets no answer. Knock persists. Asks again. Who is it? She asks again. Voice shakes. Palms are sweating. The room is hot. The response is muffled. Possible to hear. The only choice is to go closer. Hello? Looking outside the door, she looks down and sees a shadow seeping beneath the door. Sam? Hey. It's not Sam. Voice is casual, as if there was a door between them, as if they were expected. She had to place it, but can't. She doesn't answer, hopes they will go away. Doorknob jiggles. There goes out of her. Takes a step back. You in there? Doorknob jiggles again. Grab the doorknob. Instincts kick in and she lunges forward, taking hold of the doorknob. Slipping her sweaty palm as she tightens her grip to prevent it from turning. Pressing her shoulder to the door, she can't remember the last time she exerted so much force. Sweat beads on her brow. There's a whine like a desperate gasp. It's her. The resistance of the door finally gives way and she slams it into it, breathing hard. Finally loosens her hold. The doorknob doesn't turn. They still there? Listen. Press her ears to the door. There are distorted voices further down the hall. The argument. Knocking. Resistance. Further past steel doors, there are footsteps or pattering. Shouldn't be able to hear that. Always empty tonight? Are you simply echoing? Miss? The voice again. They're due for inspection. Her head spins. Objection. You see the leather? She swallows. She's thirsty, but the thought of water disgusts her. What leather? The doorknob turns in her hand once more. She presses against her palm and meets resistance. Grand frustration followed by a sigh from the other side of the door. Journey passes and then the footsteps move away. She remains where she stands for 1 minute, then another. I feel like we shouldn't release it, but at the same time we should. But at the same time, I'm not sure if we should release it, but at the same time, not release it. Can't let go of the door. Can't let go of the air in her lungs, fighting to get out. Press the ear more tight to the door. Something whispering. Focus and listen. Found you. Something about found you, found us, found me, found we. It's just what found yous. The words drill into her head. Whispers become screams, shouts, threats. But the words will stop. Clamps her head, hands over her ears, but the words still come. Stop it, she screams, over and over, and her frantic shout echoing around the apartment responds to her. Someone scratches the door. She stares at the door, bug-eyed. A knock comes, followed by another, then pounding heavier and fiercer until the door rattles against the frame. She steps back and she opens her mouth. The phone rings and the door is still. She makes her way to the phone, playing a dangerous game of balance along the way. From it spinning, the phone continues to ring, deafening. She got the phone, picked up the receiver, and bringing it to her ear. She breathes. Thick plastic material feels heavier than it should. Sam? No, the woman at the end of the line sounds overly annoyed. This is Tiffany with abandoned management. It sounds like someone named Tiffany should work there. Hello, your greetings is blank, but she doesn't bother responding. She keeps her eyes on the door. Tiffany takes a long breath. Resident number 4513 receives several reports of disruption from your apartment. You sent someone? She asks. We would like to remind you that disruptions will not be tolerated. She doesn't remember any disruptions. I have not disrupted anything. This is your 5th warning this week. Further misconduct will be cause for transport. Transport? Transport where? Lifts the door, wondering if she's imagining the movement of the doorknob. She walks to the entrance, the full cord stretching as she moves. President? She blinks. What? Acknowledge this communication. Understand? Good. A moment. As a reminder, visitors are not permitted. Yes? I have to remind you of your violation 3 months ago. Then don't, she says. All sounds at the end of the line. Pardon me? She also receives her letting it clang loud to the floor. It rattles as the cord drags it back close to the nightstand where it rests. Sink the door. Lower center of gravity, arms out, balancing as she makes her way to the door, careful not to make a sound. She peers through the lock of the door and staring for minutes. Ignoring the spark from the telephone, followed by the dial tone. The door doesn't move. Locks don't move. And when she glares at them, everything is still. She's by herself, with the threat removed, the sweeping exhaustion cascades over her. Okay. The bed is cold. It usually makes her feel lonely, but tonight it's comforting. Being herself, she's trying everything else to unplug the phone despite being against abandoned management policy. Turn off the lights. It takes a little time for her eyes to adjust to the darkness. Throat is dry. How she tries, she can't get comfortable. She settles into her pillow, glaring at the ceiling before closing her eyes. She let it come immediately. Her body fights slumber despite the exhaustion. She's agitated, followed by restless thoughts of shadows, teeth, and blood. She went only to sleep and never wake. She needs to keep vigilant. There always seems to be a conflict within her. But she's never been much of a fighter. Eventually sleep takes her. 3 thumps, something falls. Glass breaks. She sits in her bed, half asleep. A dream? Her eyelids are heavy. After a weary look around the apartment, finding only familiar shadows, she closes her eyes again. Her chest is heavy. It's hard to breathe. Her heart is giving out. She opens her eyes but can't sense of what she sees. She's gone mad. The trick, a mirror? No, it's something else. Person? Staring into her own face, eyes, black holes, smile stiff and vacant. A nightmare. She has to wake up. It's a lucid dream. She's had those before. She knows how to wake up. She's done it before. Not this time. Everything is too real. The weight, the terror, the pain in her arm. There's a hoarse, labored breathing. For once, it's not her. She's nearly forgotten how to get air into her lungs. Face draws closer and a pungent, rotting stench emanates from the hot, sticky breath. Rough, calloused hands snake around her neck and squeeze. She attempts pulling away, not able to give meaning at the moment to the fur that seems to lie in them or the sharp nails that dig into her neck. She thought about, well, she thought she wanted to sleep forever. She's never truly known herself. She curls her fingers, grab at the face, but her hands only find cold plastic. The mask. Her fingers are slippery against it, but she manages to slide it off. Hell, half off. The entity is shaken. For a moment, the hold on her throat loosens and she gasps for air. Thing lifts, shaking hands to its shadowy face, but doesn't touch it. The mask is a skin on a face that isn't a face at all, not one that's human. So looks any longer, her mind will fracture. She jerks back and shoves her hand. Well, shoves hard. The figure reels, only an instant but long enough for her to break free and get to her feet. Her time is running out. The decision to be made. Fight? Get the knife. She comes to her bearings, remembering the knife beneath her pillow. She misses the first few times, but she searches when she does. Grab hold, the sharp edge of the blade. She gasps and looking at her bloody hand. Mistake. She that has infiltrated her home pounces. She slams to the floor, a too heavy weight on her, on the pulling at her. She screams, but it's cut short by her head slamming to the floor. Everything goes black. Yeah. She opens her eyes. The vantage point doesn't make sense to her. She doesn't understand where she is or what has happened. There are footsteps around her. Her hand is bleeding. She looks at it and it's still bleeding. She sees the door. She locked the door. She has to move to the entrance, dragging herself along the floorboards. Here, she swept and thinks something must be wrong with her to think of that now. Something pulls on her leg, but she kicks it, albeit weakly. She's on her hands and knees, crawling to the door, gripping to the doorknob for dear life. She turns it. It's locked. Her eyes wander up. Chain is still there, the bolt. Her hand is practically useless. They were breathing beneath, or behind her. They were breathing through the mask. Turns the first lock. Fistful of her hair is grabbed. Her head slams to the door. I think it was possible to see stars, but there are stars. Lock the bolt. Her head is dropping and she's whimpering. Lock the chain. The only trap that remains is the chain. It's only 3 feet above her, but it feels impossibly far away. She leans against the door, breathing raggedly. The challenge seems insurmountable, but she gets it free. Escape apartment. She starts to move to the entrance, dragging herself along the floorboards. Oh, shoot, I did it again, reading it over. It's open and she spills out into the hallway. The open empty corridor is ugly, lifeless, and she's never been so happy to see it. Hand up. Try to stand but can't. She slaps her hand on the hallway floor, only stopping when her legs are grabbed and she's dragged back inside. The door slams shut. Time marches forward. The window has been smashed open. Sam is careful when she's stepping through the inside. It's awkward landing on the bed, but being here is what matters. The lamp is overturned on the floor. Weird light in the inside of the apartment. Looks as if a bomb was detonated. It's freezing. There's blood everywhere. It's hard to keep the panic at bay. Sam walks through the apartment. There's no one here. The string goes off her legs and they sit. Last visit it was much warmer. Of course, that was not everything started to go wrong, even if Sam didn't know it was at the time. There are claw marks on the hardwood floor. Got to her too, then. There's a bloody knife. So in the end she fought after all. Super reassuring, but Sam already feels the fire burning in their eyes. The ring on hand to their neck. Found for weeks now. It was fun at the time. Sam thought they might see this through, but in the end they ran out of time. She just knocked at the door. End of story. Well then. That was That was wild. Also, this is Nani. Nani the cat. She wanted to hang out. So there's that. But yeah, that was a visitor. So we have that one. The last one we have is Hunger. Luis Enrique Lopez, a young penny-starved man, takes on a simple job that may cost him more than he has. That'll be the next one we do, and the final one in this series of stories from Pharaoh, a Campfire collection. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Of course, if you did, do not hesitate to like, share, comment, subscribe to support the video and the channel. If you want to play this game for yourself and play the other stories or the last story that I haven't gotten to yet, of course you can do that. Everything for this game will be in the description below, so you can do just that. And with that being said, hopefully you had a good day, a good yesterday, and better tomorrow, and I will catch y'all in the next video.